So I look at it as a strength. I also know, but the pressure, though, whether it's self-posed of when I am in spaces where I am most likely a minority, I feel like I'm representing everybody that came ahead of me, and the pressure of hoping that they say good things and those that come behind me and not messing it up for them.
And we're back for episode 2 of the Kalu and Collard Greens podcast. I'm Aaliyah. I'm here with Omar, Alicia, and Brandon, and we are excited to dig into yet another episode celebrating love and culture and community among multicultural relationships. Today's episode is all about code switching, covering, all of the things that go into navigating different spaces where you may or may not be in the minority or in the majority. And in our case, kind of sharing those spaces. So we're excited to dig into this one and wanted to kind of kick off just by exploring a little bit of what your experiences have been like, kind of navigating different cultural spaces and trying to show up, trying to understand it, even prior to being in a relationship, just as yourself. And especially you, Alicia. I mean, I think when I think about your story and your journey, and you talked a little bit about it in season 1, but, you grew up in a very culturally rich environment that was very affirming culturally. And then as an adult, moving to an entirely new place and kind of sharing space in an environment that was a little bit more dominant with Brandon's culture. So what can you kind of speak a little bit to that?
Oh, child. We'd be there. We would be here for days, but we're not going to do it. So yes, I grew up in a predominantly West Indian community of people. And then I went to HBCU for like 2 seconds. And I was doing my own version of code switching because I was like, ooh, I'm Black, but not like that kind of Black. Like the cafeteria was like the place that I was reminded because all the food was different. I grew up eating what I thought was like regular food, like, mac and cheese and chicken and shrimp pasta. And then there were the cultural things that were mixed into that. Cowfoot and white rice, tripe and bean, callaloo, corned beef, or what they call bully beef. And then I get to the school and there's like catfish. And I'm like, ooh, catfish. What is that?
What kind of school you went to? Got catfish during lunch?
No,
yes,
in college.
In college.
College.
I went to HBCU.
Fair.
Florida A&M. Okay. And so they had all sorts of culturally rich African-American Southern soul food. And I was like, what is this? And then moving and then meeting Brandon's family, some of it translated and some of it was like, oh, this is different. This is new, but I really actually like this. And even at work. It's funny. I have a quick story. So talking about code switching, I work in, environments where you are required to code switch. It's like the unstated rule. And I discovered that there's a bunch of Jamaicans in this code switchy environment in corporate America. And one day, and so there's code switching happening in the code switching. So, and this is how I know this is real for a lot of us West Indians in these, corporate spaces.
Not the Queen's English.
Yeah, girl. They love a Queen's English, I love the Queen.
Do you really?
So I was eating curry chicken and white rice because I refused to buy lunch because it's too expensive.
And smell at the office.
Yes, which I'm okay with. Judge me. So somebody walks by and he's like, oh, you're eating curry chicken and peas and rice? I was like, the fact that you knew that was a curry chicken,
already.
You Jamaican.
Right.
So I lean back, usually in these, code switching spaces. I'm usually like, oh, hi, ta-ta. I'm like, where you from? He's like, I'm from Jamaica. I said, boy, now you know good and well we do not call it no peas and rice. He was like, you're Jamaican. I was like, yeah, I am. He was like, oh yeah, rice and peas and curry chicken. And I'm like, but bruh, like why?
He had to validate a little bit. He wasn't sure. Oh no.
And so it is so interesting that there are layers to this thing. And I think the one thing that I have taken away at this big old age of myself, I just have to be fluid and be myself. I am okay with eating my curry chicken and rice and peas in a corporate space. I'm okay with bringing my ackee and saltfish, and so what? It smell up the office. Who cares? I love it. And my belly's going to be full. But I think the biggest thing is just I've learned to just be true to who I am. And it's okay. And people love that. It is like the best conversation starter because then, you know, everybody's like, oh, I've been to Jamaica.
Yo.
But I digress.
No, I mean, it's a good point. I think we kind of think about these things we can think about it from a number of lenses. And I'm curious to know, Brandon, like for you, has that been your experience? Because I know I'm thinking about my experience. And it's a little bit different than people being excited about me bringing in something fun that reminds them of vacation to the office.
When I'm coming, and it's also too, it's been a debate about if code switching is a negative or a positive. I'm embracing the positive fact. I think it's entrenched in us to be excellence. A few of us went to an amazing university where it was taught not about being trained to be and we're talking business, trained to be a black executive, but trained to be an amazing executive that happens to be black. But you're not losing your presence within. So I look at it as a strength. I also know, but the pressure, though, whether it's self-posed of when I am in spaces where I am most likely a minority, I feel like I'm representing everybody that came ahead of me, and the pressure of hoping that they say good things and those that come behind me and not messing it up for them. So what comes with me is about the pressure, and that sometimes can get to me. And also the fact that, you know, executive presence is notated as one thing, but I'm like, no, I have strong executive presence. I'm confident in myself, but sometimes when you're in the minority, that, you know, and you have that, whether it's self-imposed pressure, already stereotypes placed upon you in advance, you might shrink a little. But it's about just thank goodness for supportive family, friends that, you know, reaffirm and give you the confidence to be strong no matter what environment you're in.
Yeah, we've had the unique experience of being in the same exact professional environment at the same time and having people receive us a little bit differently. And my thoughts are kind of going back to some of the like programs that we did pretty early in our career where we had to really navigate these shared spaces. And I remember having experiences where, you know, Omar comes in, he's pretty vocal about his experiences, his background, his family, his heritage, and it being met with a certain level of intrigue, which, again, you know, we're throwing a lot of words around, code switching, covering. I'll throw another one. There's a thin line between intrigue and fetishizing. Which that's not necessarily something that I've had experience with. But I will say observing the level of intrigue that people have with Omar in those same social environments versus experiencing a level of aversion that people have had to me in those same social environments was very interesting. And, you know, at the end of days, we'd like swap notes about interacting with some of the same people.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting you brought this up too, because how I was thinking of wording this a little bit was how sometimes, although growing up in America, I felt like there were times I had to switch between being American and just being like a Jamaican descendant. Like there was times where it's like some identities I felt like I couldn't fully embrace depending on the audience, right? Where it was maybe I'm around more Jamaican friends and such. It's like I have to lean into that a little bit versus being around some American friends. You know, to your point about the fetishizing, like you're kind of, it's like, oh, you're Jamaican, or the comment is like, oh, well, you're not black, you're Jamaican. And it's like,
Not coming from Black people.
not coming from Black people, right? But, kind of trying to figure out, okay, well, you're young, you're trying to figure out what identity makes sense for the moment. What are you trying to like validate? What you trying to call out? But I remember us kind of like we'll talk about those things and was kind of saying like, how it created different dynamics even in relationships and how we built relationships, right? Because for some people, right, like no matter the age, Aaliyah's age, she's already lived through an experience, right? She's a lived through American. There's nothing unique or to learn from her experience. But, my family, they came on this journey. They came to America to build a better life. And that's the narrative that was built. And in some ways I started to learn even as I got older and learn from people that was becoming more and more of my narrative. Right. And how when they reference back, oh, I remember when you told me, and I'm like, but that's not even the story I lead with, So I think it's like, that's the balance of the culture. I do hear you too, Brandon, where it's like there's that positive negative balance with it, right? In certain environments that maybe require it, but it's like when does the switching almost kind of make you lose your own narrative?
Yeah. When does your story end up out of your hands because whether it's through assimilation or erasure, self-erasure, and I think our case of being taught, this is what your hair needs to look like to be in this environment. This is what you need to dress like to be in this environment. These are the patterns or the colors or the way that your voice needs to sound, the way you need to shake a hand, the way you need to make eye contact.
Behave.
The way you need to behave. There's this long list, or in my case, the way you need to express your feelings. The way your face needs to look. Like,
can we talk about the face?
Oh, goodness.
Because he knows where I'm going with this.
Trigger.
Triggering. So I worked in a space, okay?
These spaces.
Very corporate space years ago. And it comes around to the performance reviews. And I've typically had stellar, great performance reviews. I work hard. I play the politics. I shake hands and kiss babies, because that's all a part of success. However, one particular individual who at the time was a pretty senior executive took it upon themselves to give me feedback that my face was the problem. Girl, yes. I was like...
As your face
proceeds
worsens.
to make more
to make more face.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, are you for real right now? That was the feedback. Your face is the problem. And in my head, I'm like, I saw me face smack. Okay?
What does that mean in English?
That's how God made me.
Okay, thank you.
That's how God made me.
Thank
woke
you.
up
And
like
I'm like,
this.
would you give the other colleague that type of
Absolutely not.
feedback?
Absolutely not.
So what? My lips are full and my cheekbones are high and my face is just so beautiful. They interpreted that as a threat. And it's crazy because I'm just like, the feedback that they gave me, that they proceeded to say, oh, well, you need to smile more. So you're interpreting the way my face was set as if I'm unhappy or I'm mean or I'm the nasty Black girl.
Oh,
And then comma, when I leaned into more of the Jamaican persona, and again, it's not always presenting the accent or talking in patois.
Right.
It's just talking about the things that I guess distinguishes me culturally. All of a sudden, I'm a safe space.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's
Make
exactly
it
what I'm
make
talking about.
sense, because it doesn't.
Yeah. It's one of those moments that gives you pause, because I think depending on your cultural lens, you have your own unique set of challenges. And I don't think the goal here at all is ever to diminish anyone's struggle or anyone's challenge. It's not, struggle Olympics, right? It's not. Like we're not here to discuss like who has it harder. But we definitely have these unique struggles and we show up in the same environment. And there definitely is a group in those environments who makes a determination of what's more palatable.
Yeah.
And that's not just as it relates to who you are as a person. It's related directly to these things like covering, code switching. It's how you show up. Is me showing up wearing a certain thing, dressed a certain way, with my hair a certain way, more palatable to you? And even if I do all of those things to make myself more palatable, is it more palatable if I'm not African American?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the answer usually in, it seems, most of our experiences is yes.
Mhm.
Like, it makes it easier to swallow when I can think of you as something interesting and new and novel and reminiscent of my time on a beach when I was trying to be like Stella and get my groove back. And that's not really like, it's not fair. Okay, but it's real. Am I wrong?
That's maybe I don't understand that, but I'm learning. You're teaching me right now that's a thing, but
And it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it's lived
you
experience.
said the struggle Olympics, which is a good metaphor. But I would say within the spirit of Olympics, at the end of the day, career, life, we're all trying to win in life. If you're saying the Olympics, so to get the gold, you have to do some things differently. You can't do the same route or be the same way. And I think that's why I was saying about code switching being positive or negative. I'm like, sometimes we put it in a negative light because it is taxing and tiring to do. But if we want to win, we have to do what we got to do what we want to do, and not. So maybe shift from looking at it as like, oh, here I go, I can't be myself. That's part of you too.
And I will add, I feel like it's also like us showing other ways to win, right? Other ways success, other ways faces, right? Other ways presentation could look like in this realm of code, right? Because again, there's so many informed experiences that are driving us each day. It's funny. I remember recently at work, somebody mentioned, there's so much of of the outside world that gets brought into our work that we have to think about, right, in our day to day, and we don't that appreciation, that cadence isn't given to the culture stuff that we bring into our work day every day. It's like, oh, this is going on in the economy and blah 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 blah. But it's like, no, but I was raised to believe in this, right? Like me saying ush to you is not me silencing you, right? It's me showing care, right?
Yes.
Those are the things where it's like that space is a lot of times not given, and that grace is not given. But I feel like it's in those matters when people are saying like, oh yeah, your face is the problem. Well, maybe you need to see more of my faces.
Yeah.
That's like those are the things that, because it is so exhausting. Just always feeling like,
But beyond it being exhausting, I think what I want to submit to the group and everyone online too, everyone who's listening, everyone who's watching, I really just want to get people's thoughts on this. Where's the line? Like where is the line? Where's the limit? Where's the point where it's like, that's too much. I'm not willing to give that up for this thing.
Just become a GDI.
Okay.
Well, to that point though, I will say, let me back him up on this a little bit. I know it was a joke, but like creating our own spaces, making our own table, building our own table.
Yes.
We're talking about building this season, right? Building our own spaces, ownership, right? Like, again, to Brandon's point, like, what do you need to own to get to those places, things like that. I get that, but
and our history shows we've had it,
and it worked.
It's been a whole and people debate about was segregation a bad thing or a good thing. Sad, when we had our own schools and our own institutions, we were thriving, versus now integration. But then they said, okay, you'll integrate, but we still going to take resources away. It's the goalpost keeps moving. And we have to keep going. But if we continue to affirm and support one another, but we've shown that we're resilient people. That's kind of the summary I want to say. We're resilient, and we will continue to be.
And I agree with that. Like, I think for me, and this was like COVID, post-COVID, I had been intentionally focused on community because all this mainstream stuff, it was performative, right? And the idea of creating our own table and our own spaces empowered me to literally think about how I showed up in these spaces. I used to be the DE&I face, right? I was the face in all the DE&I marketing. And I got to a point to your point of like, where do we draw the line? I think sometimes we enable that, right? Because we want to feel included, right? We want to be seen as, I'm not even going to use the word equal, but we want to be seen. And for me, I put my hand down. No, I cannot be your face. And and even thinking about my son, I don't want him to be the face to, and Brandon and I were talking about this 2 weeks ago, where it was like, okay, in these spaces where we're the minority, do we play a role in attracting others? And I was like, not right now.
But
No.
and we have our
Differences in the topic, but for me,
because
one, I'm tired.
If not you, who?
And I think that is, to be fair, I think there's a unique struggle attached, and we talked a little bit about this in season 1 too, with immigrating to a new place, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a unique struggle attached to that. I think there's also a unique African American struggle that does speak to you have to do it. It is you who has to do it. And it's a burden that gets passed down that I've definitely inherited. It's something that, we have to think through. And I think we had this conversation about, Meghan Markle's show, especially through kind of really difficult times and, talking about making sun tea and, taking each day by day. And it was very controversial. And all she's doing is just kind of sitting and being. And it just kind of highlights how rare that is to see Black women sit and be.
Yeah.
And so I think everyone is going to have a different opinion. Everyone's navigating right now we live in a very unique time, and everyone is navigating it in their own way and figuring out, is this where I lean in? Is this where I pull back and protect myself? And I just think it's a very deeply personal decision.
Yeah.
And that's where I am, right? Because I said, not now.
Yeah.
I didn't say not never, not now, because I think there's, for me, at least as a person, there's a lot of self-preservation happening where it's like, no, I am putting on my own oxygen mask. We were talking about this on our way here around, there are just some things I have chosen to let go of, right? Because they are adding no value to my life in this moment. And if I'm not okay, then the people that are attached to me, the things that are attached to me, are not okay, right? Because I've stepped into a different role as I've gotten older, as I've become a wife and a mother and a daughter and a sister, as I've, continued to evolve in these spaces. I need to be good.
Yeah.
And I can't solve the evils of this world. I am not Jesus.
There's a lot of them out
but Jesus is within me. And it's such a real thing. And it took me a while because it was fighting all of these narratives. Like I had to be the savior. I had to be the person. I was the chief cook and bakawasha, the head of our experience, right? The face of it. And I'm tired, but I'm okay with where I'm at over here. Like over here, we good. We drinking water. We go to bed. We are enjoying time. And when the time comes, when I do feel like I have the energy and the courage, then I will step into whatever role that makes sense. But I'm tired and I just want to be Alicia.
And I think that that's probably going to resonate with almost every single Black woman in the world.
I love
so
y'all.
I appreciate you sharing that. I think it's time to switch the vibe just a little bit. Got a little heavy.
Yeah, we
people.
got a little
That
heavy.
got a little
It
heavy,
did,
people.
it
That was
did.
not the intention.
The code switch
But
caused the code switch.
The code switch is heavy.
Yeah,
the code switch is heavy.
It is.
But speaking of showing up in different environments, I think it's funny that we talked about like just how being your authentic self is super important. We do not judge.
No, we don't.
But in this game, we get to. So I think we're going to have a moment of going through
You need an assistant?
a couple
Or you
of
got it?
prompts. And Alicia,
Okay.
do you want
No
to share? Do you want to share what we're going to get to do right now?
So I'm going to present some images to all y'all.
Oh, Lord.
What's the name of the game?
And you're going to tell me where and when these things are appropriate.
Okay.
And what's this game called?
What is
For the
this
people
game
who want
called?
for the people who want to play at home.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Read the room. Read
Okay.
the room. Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
No.
Oh,
Jump in.
Lord Jesus. Oh, baby Jesus.
She's not going to show us what it is. Boot. Let me stop.
That's
Okay.
for church.
Wait, boot.
Work.
Lick.
Okay, so Brandon said these are church shoes.
And I agree. Church or work or formal event. They're formal dress shoes.
Church shoes? Okay.
Those
I-
They're
church
dress
work.
shoes.
Church and work.
They're
They're
Church
dress
shoes.
shoes.
I would wear something like that to work. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
work.
that's what I
yeah.
said.
Church
okay,
work.
so
I want to. Can I override Omar's commentary? Because Omar just said he would wear these to work, but
in the
I.
past.
and we know that's a lie.
The lie detector just says
I said in the
that is a
past.
lie. I have seen Omar slip his feet into something just like that, step on the heel, and go outside and mess with some dirt in the garden. I'm sorry.
Oh,
AKA
There's no reverence.
these
Listen.
turn into house slippers.
oh man,
when
that's what
they've been
happens.
worn.
You've never seen my
Yes,
dad's
I
shoes
have.
by
Yes,
the back
no,
door?
Yeah, I have. It's
It's
hilarious.
his work boots. It's his
That's
oh
hilarious.
The
shoes.
boot. That's what I said. The boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
hilarious.
we are the original recyclers. I think as just black people because we recycle
But then it's like
everything.
the back of it's bit
Right.
down.
Yes.
But I was gonna say for us growing up, that would be that's you about to get your behind.
That's
beat.
what I said.
Ooh, with the
Lick.
shoe.
Lick
No,
one.
not with the shoe.
No.
I'm saying if you go out in your
Oh,
good
if you
shoes,
mess up. Oh, see, that was because
you're gonna get in trouble doing
you
something
might
like that.
get beat with this too.
Oh,
No.
with what?
No
With-
beating,
with
no
the
abuse.
shoe?
Beat. You didn't get throw that?
That we left in the past.
Oh,
We throwing the shoe.
Sorry.
All right,
Let me
y'all
not-
ready for the next one?
Let me not put out
That's the
secrets.
crown.
You stupid.
Where are we not wearing this to, people?
Okay, I mean, I think for sure we're wearing it to bed.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Mhm.
Any other uses, I plead the fifth.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
My son
I'm going
calls,
to.
my son calls it a hat. He says, "Mama's hat."
Mama's
I had a friend that called that
And this is
helmet.
this is a picture of it's a bonnet.
bonnet.
It's a bonnet.
The
It's a
right
bonnet.
to passage. for
However,
daughters,
we
black
are
daughters
not
only.
wearing this to the airport. That's just my opinion.
My opinion here, for the record, I reserve any sort of judgment. I personally wear it to bed. You wear it how you see fit.
Yeah, I like that response. Mm-hmm.
how you see fit. Okay.
How you see fit.
Okay.
I'm not wearing it to the airport.
It's a
Outside.
Okay,
So-
so it's a
concrete.
barefoot. It's a barefoot, and
Barefoot.
I'm just gonna say that like
I don't, not in the house. Wear slippers, sandals.
okay, so I'm
Concrete.
curious to know from your
Outside.
perspective, Brandon, because I feel like we probably will share perspective
It's
just in terms of
ridiculous.
our upbringing.
It's
Is
ridiculous.
there? Can you? I think it would be easier for
The
us
beach.
to name. Thank you. I was gonna say it would
The
be
beach.
easier for me and Brandon to name moments where it's appropriate to be barefoot. And the only thing
On
I can
my
think
yard.
of is the beach.
The beach.
Or
Outside.
my
in
yard.
bed,
No.
going to sleep. If
Outside.
you're
On
out
my
of
yard.
Not
software.
just-
Check the mailbox.
Outside. Yes. Run it down to the mailbox. Barefoot in the house.
You have to touch earth.
outside.
You have to touch earth
And maybe at the
sometimes.
neighbor's house
That's
too.
grounding.
Walking to the neighbor's house. You're
Sure
saying.
do. Sure do walk
That's
across
grounding.
that grass to
y'all
the
need to
neighbors.
find. Y'all need to find grounding. Okay, that's grounding.
All right, this is a
What is that?
hearty
That's beef
bowl of
Soup.
Soup.
Or stew or something.
Yeah, beef stew.
Where-
So traditionally, in my experience, that's like a winter thing. However, I'm prepared for
I'm learning
both of
so
you
much.
to contribute because
Yeah,
I
that's
know
more winter.
it's not the same.
This was
That's
this
what's
was Haven. This was the meal you ate before you ate your actual meal, and if you didn't finish it, then you weren't gonna eat, or you have to eat that first before.
Wait,
Soup
in order
with meat
to
and
what?
carrots?
You drink the soup so you can.
Oh, belch off the gas. Yeah.
yes, it's call off your belly.
Yeah, it's got right.
However-
and you drink it like.
Because it's hot.
Is this not prepared in our house every single week?
Yeah.
You make that every week? You
The
make that-
weather doesn't matter.
Oh,
But it's more
But
chicken, though. This is
traditionally-
beef.
oh.
It's soup.
Well, yeah,
Just soup.
traditionally,
Oh,
yes.
super general.
Yeah,
Yeah, pumpkin-
Traditionally.
I was saying.
Pumpkin chocho.
Oh,
Oh.
he said he knows.
My mother-in-law-
He said he knows
my
something.
mother-in-law-
Cultural
My mother-in-law told me to buy it.
We love to see it. Okay, so these are
What
a
type
pair of
of slack?
leggings.
Those are
Trousers.
They're leggings. They're
Those
leggings.
are leggings. Okay, I thought so. They don't come on a man.
So it's kind of hard. I grew up in a time period, I think, where most of us did, where leggings were just becoming like very popular. And when they first started becoming very popular, it was like, why is she wearing underwear outside? Because they were supposed to be under a tunic or something. geez, that sounds very old. But
Yeah, tunic.
now,
That was a little insane.
no, but it was like they were the long shirts.
Is the
believe
gym
you.
the supermarket?
Yeah, but now like they're everywhere. And I mean, I don't know. I'm pro legging these
Yeah.
days.
I like leggings.
I'm not against it.
In fact, that's how Brent now.
Oh my goodness.
It
Next
was,
one,
it was fishnet
please.
That was
stockings.
fishnet socks. I had on.
Oh,
Fishnets.
no.
Wait,
Oh no.
wait, you're-
And he had on some Timbs, right?
All right, guys.
No, I had on. Oh, tea. Okay.
This is a cup of tea.
It's a cup of
Yeah.
Cup of
tea.
tea.
The morning time
Night
only.
upon the
So
bus.
you drink tea morning. That's what you
Morning and night, like it's with a dessert
That's for the bus
or
ride.
breakfast.
That's for before breakfast.
Mhm.
That's for leisure.
Mhm.
That's for all day, really.
And any known ailment.
And any known
I was
ailment.
gonna say, if
Yeah.
you bumped your toe,
Yeah.
you drink
Any
tea.
known ailment. Yep. There's a tea for everything.
Yeah, if you have gas,
Inflammation.
make
Drink
some tea.
Yeah.
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 I'm
I
just-
don't think tea is as interwoven in our day to day,
Yeah,
but
with a dessert.
I have fond
support
memories
y'all.
of my grandma
We'll do one more.
with tea.
One more. Okay.
Hmm
ooh, what's coming up next? What's next?
Frock.
Or a moo.
We got
night-
or
night
a
tea?
house
Night
dress.
tea.
Night tea,
Night tea.
yeah.
House
Okay.
dress.
And I would like to submit that the space is appropriate is in the name.
No, at daycare pickup
Daycare pick.
or drop off.
No, the house. The house only.
So-
Nighttime.
We're gonna wear our muumuu and our frock or maos dress
My house dress.
in the house.
Yes.
In the house.
With a bonnet.
Where's the house? Where does the house end? Does it end on the
Yeah.
stoop? Does it end on the porch? Does it
It's
end on the
on-
And
mailbox?
the street.
It
The
ends on
mailbox.
the
No,
sidewalk.
Does
no.
it end in the middle of the
No.
road? Like, where does it
The
end?
And wait.
door.
It ends on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I know with the pose.
With the
I know
pose.
the
Now I
pose.
feel like I'm in grown folk business. Am I old enough to discuss
talk about
whether or
this?
not?
I'm
To
not gonna
police
lie
the
though. I want a muumuu. Like
I
love that for
I'm
you.
ready for one.
No,
You don't gotta
You
ready?
don't like you don't want me in a
No,
muumuu.
You're ready
it's
to step
okay.
into your
It's
muumuu
all right.
Yeah,
era?
I'm ready to step in my
Stick-
muumuu
stick
era.
Stick in the leggings, please. Stick in the leggings.
I think that's all I got.
Well, I mean, hey, if anyone else is ready to step into their muumuu era, let us
Step
know.
into
Like,
their
I
muumuu.
want to make sure that I'm appropriately even addressing this topic. But that's all of our time for episode 2. Thanks so much for joining us. This was a really great conversation,
Yeah.
and looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to say about all of these topics.
Yeah.
But we'll see you all next time.
Next time.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us as we celebrate love, family, and legacy across cultures.
There's always a seat for you at our table. So remember to like, share, subscribe, and give us your thoughts as we want to hear your stories.
Spreading joy, sending love. Thanks for joining us on the Callaloo and Collard Greens podcast.